Oh, sir, may I use your seat? The seat that usually is here seems to be missing. My name is Sean O'Connor. I live at 152 Hickory Corner Road, apartment 313, East Windsor, New Jersey, 08520. I did kind of want to ask as an aside, how come the chair that was originally here isn't? I suppose I won't get an answer to that. I will move on then. I'm sad to say, I apologize. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you. I am sad to say that there are charges of corruption that must be addressed and discussed here in East Windsor tonight.
Is this on tonight's agenda?
Please, this is my time to speak, Mayor.
This is your time to speak on items that are on tonight's agenda.
Correct,
Okay,
and
so if it's not, I am going to ask you to move along and save them for later in the meeting.
I'm about to state the agenda item to which I'm referring, but I would like to proceed so I can do that. Additionally, there is the ethical concern of awarding contracts to businesses that are extremely close to politicians that we need to have a dialogue about. These are issues that arise if one does some research on Resolution R 2015-114, a resolution to award a contract to the Parker McCay law firm. So I have some information.
I am going to ask you to leave the information on the table, sir, or give it to the clerk like every other person who comes to the meeting does.
Just very briefly, if I may, Mayor.
You can speak, but any material will be given to the clerk.
Okay, just very briefly, if I may, Mayor. I did want to say that it would be in your interest to take a look at this information now.
I don't have any different feeling. Please.
Okay, but I do want to say that it would be in your interest, and that it would certainly be a disservice to the residents of East Windsor, the taxpayers of East Windsor, who will be paying this law firm, which has been actually accused of corruption. So I'm sorry that you don't want to take a look at this. Who may I give it to?
Give it to the clerk, and she will distribute it as appropriate.
Okay, I just want to say for the public that this is in relation to a company, a law firm that has been accused of corruption that we're discussing tonight to award a contract to, and the mayor has declined to view this information. I want to tell you a little bit about this information that you have declined to review. The first one comes from, sorry, I have so many papers. This first one comes from a report from the former New Jersey State Comptroller. You may remember Mr. A. Matthew Boxer. This is from a report called An Analysis of Legal Fees Paid by New Jersey Local Governments. This was published on June 25th, 2013. I'm just going to quote a few important things here. Quote, our analysis of those payments identified the following deficiencies. And this would be payments, by the way, just to explain, this would be payments made from the Township of Medford to the law firm.
I'm sorry, which township?
Medford Township.
Thank you.
Our analysis of those payments identified the following deficiencies. Medford's contract with its township attorney was ambiguous as to which matters were covered by the retainer and those permitted to be billed at an hourly rate, which may have led to overpayments for legal services. Further along then, we identified numerous instances where tasks that appeared to be covered by the retainer were billed by the township attorney at an hourly rate. For example, the law firm billed hourly for tasks such as drafting ordinances and resolutions, attending certain council meetings and discussions with the township manager. The current township manager informed us that he had similar concerns about the retainer situation when he became township manager in May 2011. He advised us that due to these concerns, Medford no longer has retainer agreements with any of its outside counsel and instead pays for all legal services at a flat hourly billing rate. Medford's retainer payments to its township attorney were not fully transparent and did not comply with state policy. Later, both Medford and the township attorney, again, that's the township, that's the law firm that we're talking about using taxpayer dollars to pay tonight. They acknowledged to us that the services actually rendered under the retainer did not correspond proportionally with the budget line items for which the payments were made. Neither Medford nor the law firm knew why the retainer payments had been set up in this manner. Then there's something else I'd like to read from too. This is an article published in August 5th, 2013 by Rachel Simpson for the Central Record. Just really briefly. Quote, officials in Medford Township are withholding $43,000 from the law firm that previously represented the municipality. The outstanding bill is just part of the estimated $170,000 Councilman James Randy Pace believes the township was overcharged in 2009, 2010, and 2011. According to Councilman Pace, a New Jersey Comptroller's report found that Parker McCay, LLC of Mount Laurel, had a $96,000 retainer to cover routine business, but charged additional hourly fees for matters that should have been covered under the retainer. Pace and fellow Councilman Chris Bwani questioned the politically influential Parker McCay's billing practices for months before becoming elected council members. According to their research, they found that Parker McCay was double billing and charging excessive fees. I just want to read that last part again. Everybody, this is a law firm that we're talking about using taxpayer money to award a contract to. According to their research, they found that Parker McCay was double billing and charging excessive fees. So upon considering this, one has to wonder many things. One has to wonder, why spend taxpayer dollars on Parker McCay? And what about the firm's ties to major New Jersey politicians? There's another article I have for you about that. And that leads to another question. What about law firms that aren't buddy-buddy with politicians? Philip Norcross is one of the firm's attorneys. Philip Norcross is he's also a lobbyist. His brother, George Norcross, has been the Democratic leader in Camden County. Now, even the bidding process for this contract concerns me. While legally this contract can be awarded without public advertising for bids, without competitive bidding, I'd like to know why. Why not have public advertising for bids? This is a free capitalist country. So how are we to know, Mayor and Council, if we really get the best deal here? Could you please tell me how you went about seeking this firm?
Do you have any further comments, Mr.?
I do. I was hoping you would answer this very important question tonight for the residents of East Windsor.
We'll finish up your comments.
Okay, I just want to say that the only reason I did want to hear your answer now is because you are voting on this resolution tonight, and usually when I finish saying what I want to say, I don't get a chance for follow-up questions. This is a very disconcerting item tonight, and I believe it would be to your interest, in the interest of the residents of East Windsor, for you to allow me a dialogue on this issue.
Do you have anything further?
I certainly do. So then also, if it could please be noted in the minutes that I made this request, because this is a matter concerning a law firm that's been accused of corruption, and that this is taxpayer dollars going potentially to this law firm, and the mayor does not want to have a conversation with me about this. I just also want to say for the record that if I'm elected to the town council, and someone ever brought this kind of information to me, I would be willing to talk about it, and I would certainly not be rude and interrupt in the middle of it. This is having a regard for taxpayer dollars, and not only that, but with all due respect, with all due respect, crony capitalism in this country, the emotion of the American people, the frustration of the American people with the political process, with all of these businesses having connections and ties to all levels of government, people are upset about this. Believe me, I know, because I go indoors and I knock and I talk to people, and that's what they tell me about. So that you don't want to have a conversation with me tonight about this is very disconcerting to me. And I want the minutes to state that. And I really want the minutes to state at this time, because I usually ask the minutes to state things, and it doesn't state things. So, I mean, we have corruption issues here, we have transparency issues here, and quite honestly, I'm a little upset about this. And I think the residents of East Windsor are going to be a little upset with you guys tonight. So, then additionally, it would be very interesting to hear sometime tonight how you went about seeking this firm. Now, I do realize that the manager, Mr. Brady, did recommend the firm, but I'd like to know who recommended this firm. So, excuse me, I am speaking. Excuse me, I am speaking.
No, I'm going to comment. We'll address it when we get to the resolution. Do you have any other comments?
I would like to finish the written statement that I prepared. Thank you very much.
Please do, because you're well over your time.
Well, I really do appreciate the courtesy. At least you'll extend some courtesy to me, and I definitely note that. So I'd like to know, like I said, I understand that Mr. Brady recommended this firm, but I want to know who recommended this firm to Mr. Brady. And additionally, please explain to me what criteria you and Mr. Brady have. It says in this resolution that you're going to vote on tonight, it says that you consider the firm's experience and reputation, quote unquote, that's literally what it says. The firm's reputation isn't good. The reputation consists of double billing, double billing and charging excessive fees, and having a lot of political connections. Why have these factors been ignored, I ask? What's the justification for awarding a contract to a law firm accused of corruption?
Anybody else that would like to comment on a matter that's on tonight's agenda? Mr. Lucio?
Yes, Stephen Ucio, the 448 Probasca Road, East Windsor, New Jersey. I'd also like to comment on that same resolution. I believe it's 114. Yeah, we do not approve of this group, Parker McCay. In addition to being accused of overbilling, the township of, Jersey City had at one point had them under contract and terminated that contract and would not give a reason why. And they're currently under a lawsuit accusing them of malpractice. So for all these reasons, I don't see why the township can't find another law firm that doesn't have these reputation problems. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else on matters on tonight's agenda? At this point, I'm going to close the public comment. Someone with a scaffold? Just tell us your name and what troop you're with.
I'm John Hughes from Troop 284.
Okay. Good. Are you working on the badge here tonight?
Yeah, citizenship and community.
Welcome to our meeting, and if you have any questions after the meeting, I'll let you contact. Okay, next are minutes. We're going to hold these, and I expect that most all of them will be on the next agenda. Ordinances for public hearing, we do not have any ordinances for introduction. Ordinance 2015-07.
An ordinance to authorize the dedication of right-of-way along Essex Road in Mercer County from a portion of Lot 12 and Lot 30.
You have a memo from the township attorney on this. Basically, this goes back to the New Jersey Turnpike widening project with the acquisition of properties in East Windsor, some of which were township properties, some of which were county properties. And this was an agreement between the county and East Windsor with respect to the county land that was used for the turnpike. So basically, the upshot of all of this tonight, we got another resolution later in agenda that has two agreements that we're being asked to approve. The bottom line is that we will be receiving $284,200 as a result of the property exchanges. Most of all of that is signed to East Windsor by Mercer County, and we'll also be receiving from Mercer County $9,248.54 in connection with the dedicated right-of-way, which is the subject of this ordinance on the Metro Road. That's an area that there was a property that was partially utilized for the Turnpike project. So, open up for any comments, questions, or action. Mr. Zoller?
Motion to approve on introduction, authorize publication as required by law, and set public hearing for July 7th, 2015.
Mr. Rosenberg?
I'll second.
Anything further on this? Mr. Warren, anything further on